You are the first Jewish minister in post-war Germany. And what does that milestone mean to you?
Well, in a way, I'm proud. Proud to be a minister in the federal government, but also that I'm recognized as Jewish, and that the German society is now so far to accept that Jewish people have a right to be a self-conscious part of this society.
You were raised by Holocaust survivors in the Netherlands. How did that shape your sense of identity and also your decision really to enter public work and public life in Germany?
It was that my mother told me, don't talk about it. It's too dangerous. Because Germany at that time, end of the 60s, still was a society in which it was not taken for granted to talk about being Jewish. And my mother was afraid that there were too many Nazis still around. When I was around 10 or 12 years old, I decided that I have to do something about this new Germany, this new German society. Democracy is something you cannot take for granted, and that it's important.
We're seeing rising anti-Semitism across Europe. How serious is the situation here in Germany?
We see rising anti-Semitism in all over the world, the new right especially, but also the margins on the left side. I think it's now more than after years, after the end of World War II, they dare to be open anti-Semitic, but that has changed. And so we have anti-Semitic tendencies on the margins, but we also have it in the middle of the society.
And you as the education minister in Germany, what specifically do you think has to change in the country, especially in education, to battle and to fight anti-Semitism here in Germany?
The first thing, of course, is to talk about the inviolability of human dignity, and to talk about empathy, not only with Jewish people, but empathy with the other person. Then we have to talk about anti-Semitism and the origins, but also there are new traditions. We have to talk about history. About German history, of course, about the Shoah. Then we have to talk about Jewish culture and how Jewish culture has influenced German culture, and how Jewish identity is part of German identity. Jewish people are very different, diverse, if you want to say so. We have to make this more visible.
I want to go back to your mother, who told you when you moved to Germany to be discreet about your heritage, be discreet about your identity. When was it in your life that you felt empowered to speak up and to speak about where you come from, who you are, and about your identity?
It was quite late to be, more or less 10 years ago. I visited Yad Vashem. It was, in a way, a very intense and important moment for me to see myself in this Jewish family in Israel. Anti-Semitism started to become stronger. And at that time I found that I have to speak up. I was really, really angry about this attitude at that time, and was fighting very hard for this institution. At that time, a journalist came up and said, why are you working on this topic so intensively? And then I told him, and then he asked me, why don't you talk about that? And then I have been thinking about it. I've been talking to my parents, because for me it still was something what was very intimate.
Was there ever a sense of forgiveness in your family?
Yes. And my grandfather, who was Jewish, he always told me there is no collective guilt. There is individual guilt, yeah, there was forgiveness, but he also said, when I meet the guy who killed my mother, I would kill him. Well, yeah, he tried to educate me in a way to be a responsible part of this democratic society and to look into the future.
What is your message to Jews living in Germany who may be thinking about entering political life or public life in general?
Well, my message is still, this is a different Germany, and this is a country where you can live safely. And we politicians, it's our responsibility to make this promise true every day. So stay here, don't pack your luggage, but stay here.